Over the past couple of days, we have seen so many mask off moments from developers, producers, and even CEOs over the Charlie Kirk situation. And hey, listen, they are allowed to speak their minds on social media because it just makes it easier for us to ignore their products. And now Bethesda is facing major backlash for posting a meme that very clearly had to do with this situation, and a lot of people are vowing to not purchase their products in the future. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting the channel and subscribing. Now, obviously, there have been a lot of crazy takes online over the past couple of days, and it is absolutely terrible to see so many vile individuals praise the death of another person. Now, they obviously can voice their opinions, they can post all of these terrible memes and make all of these terrible jokes because it just makes it easier for us to actually ignore these people's products in the future. I don't mind saving a little bit of money here and there. And we knew that there were a lot of activists and radical leftists that had infected the video game industry over the past decade or so. And typically, I say we can try to separate the art from the artist because there are times, right, where I don't agree with someone's political opinions, but they can still create really good content because they leave their politics at the door and they don't constantly shove a narrative in your face. But it has become extremely hard, near impossible to do that. And these people are also not able to actually go to work and put their politics aside. They have to, of course, inject their own opinions into every piece of content they touch, which has been a problem for a very long time. But now, with all of these statements being made on Blue Sky and also on X, right, they are really digging themselves into a very deep hole because the video game industry has already faced so many problems over the past couple of years with the decline in the quality of storytelling and character development, and of course just the quality of games technically speaking as well. A lot of games that release now are broken and buggy upon release. And also, you have to consider the price hikes. But now we have this producer at Bethesda coming out and, of course, attacking gamers. But one of Bethesda's social media managers trying to meme on this situation, which is mind-blowing. You would think that they would want to make money and they would want to make their customer base as happy as possible so they can continue to stay in business. And I know that ultimately it is Microsoft, but Microsoft had just a couple of days ago said we do not condone any sort of comments like this, so I think somebody's getting fired. It says in the wake of the tragic assassination of Charlie last week, outrage has erupted over Bethesda, a major video game studio, being accused of mocking his death online. The post in question has since been deleted, but as of this writing, Bethesda has not issued an apology or statement addressing the backlash. It's always so funny that these people think that the internet is just going to magically forget about their posts because they delete them, but the internet is eternal and people saw it, people screenshotted it, and you are absolutely screwed. This incident marks yet another case of corporate and entertainment figures wading into political territory in ways that risk alienating huge portions of their audience. With Bethesda now under fire over this potential Charlie Kirk mockery, fans are demanding answers, and I don't think that we're actually going to get any of them. These companies typically stay pretty quiet. Usually it's the people who got fired that are making statements, especially over the past couple of days, but maybe they won't be able to ignore this because the backlash is already so intense and it's only been a couple of hours. It says the controversy began when a Bethesda producer allegedly posted on X in a way that appeared to trivialize his death. The video in question was from Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, a game that actually received critical praise for the studio. In the first-person scenario on display, Indy pets a cat and says, "You don't care much about these fascists, do you?" Oh, it is so hilarious to me that these people on social media, these activist developers, always call people fascists when they themselves are the fascists. They are the ones going around and taking people's lives away from them over words, over speech that they personally do not like. And it is okay if you do not agree with every single thing that Charlie Kirk ever said. I myself don't. I mean, I don't think I agree 100% with anybody on the face of this earth, right? But to go and mock his passing, to show complete disrespect for his family and for his fans, all because you think that he wasn't a great person, is absolutely vile. You could just say nothing, but you actually are happy to risk your company's image and also your career, because we've seen a lot of people getting fired. And after the years of disrespect you have shown to gamers and really any conservative or libertarian, right? I'm not going to shed a tear and sit here and say, wow, this is terrible. They always say that we complain about censorship unfairly, right? And it's not actually being censored, or, ooh, we're using the freedom of speech excuse to be able to voice hatred. But now they're saying we need to uphold the First Amendment. We need to be able to voice our opinions fairly online just because they are now being affected. They are the ones who created this absolutely toxic cancel culture that is now being used against them, and they're crying about it because they set up this system so well that, well, now that they're being canceled, they're going, yeah, this isn't really good for us anymore. Cancel culture is bad. You didn't think cancel culture was bad when you were weaponizing it against people, so why would I sit here and defend you against it now? Screenshots began circulating almost immediately, sparking anger across social media platforms, and this is very true. There are so many people who are already so upset over the situation, and it makes sense why. Indiana Jones would never call regular people who disagree with him a fascist. We like to say how that word has lost its meaning, and it has to us, but not to them. Clearly not. They use it so freely, but cling to its ability to actually paint people with darkness. And here Bethesda is weaponizing it. We know what they're doing. It's pure filth. Hey, Bethesda, this Bud Light is for you with no respect, Cracker Barrel. Shit like this is why I play retro games and watch old movies. It is so sad to see this happening because I love video games. I want the video game industry to thrive. I want it to be as healthy as possible. I don't want this to happen. And in theory, I would love for people of all different opinions and all different backgrounds to be able to get together and make video games, but these are the individuals who have severely damaged the video game industry and are infecting the ranks of these companies. Now, I don't think Bethesda is going to make a statement on this because they know that they could face backlash internally. It's like their employees are holding them hostage now, because if 95% of the people at a studio share this opinion and you fire one or two of them, those 95% could boycott the company. They could actually say, we are not going to work, we are not going to continue these projects, and what are they going to do? Fire all of us? And they know that they can do that. They know that they can weaponize their political stances together because these companies have hired only one type of person over the past couple of years, so their ranks are filled to the brim with these loony leftists. And really, I don't care at this point. I love a lot of Bethesda games. I love a lot of Bethesda series, but at the same time, if this is the type of person you want to be, if this is the type of people you want to employ, if this is the type of company you want to run, that's your call. You're totally allowed to do it, and we are totally allowed to, not support you. Looks like Bethesda's back on the menu, boys. Real shame that the person who runs their social media would sabotage them because the game was genuinely the best indie experience since the 90s. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't play the DLC, and I still thought that it might have been a little bit too short, sweet, and to the point, though it was pretty good, and I did recommend it. Though now I'm not going to be recommending any Bethesda games anytime soon. Already did on my timeline, but I'll opine here for good measure. Until the person that posted this is publicly fired, I'll not buy or log one more minute on one of their games. Here is another thread on the situation by Stuttering Craig. They kept it up for seemingly a full 24 hours. This seems calculated. Cancel subscriptions. Goodbye for now. Thinking they were being clever, they weren't, and this rightfully should be remembered by all of us, the kind of stance they take against human life. So, of course, I'm sure I'll be covering more of these lunatics in the future and discussing the situation because I do think it is extremely important. A free speech figure has been assassinated by the very people who are really killing our society, who are severely ruining our quality of life, and ultimately they are taking every single industry hostage, and I'm not going to sit here and stand for that. I'm going to continue to call these people out at any opportunity possible, and I'm sure that Bethesda will not make a statement. If they did, I would be completely shocked, though only time will tell. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this and found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.